they are always fighting these mythical battles with history because history is not convenient to them. And the BJP is an Hindutva hierarchical society proponent. Obviously, BR Ambedkar's view of society doesn't gel well with them. And if this is the behavior, and I do not know what the Prime Minister's reaction is going to be to this kind of an utterance of his own Home Minister, it's really incumbent upon the Prime Minister to speak up now. History is serious business. You must leave it to scholars to decipher the motives, the circumstances in which each one acted on their own. But nobody can question the patriotism or the constitutional values both Jawaharlal Nehru and Ambedkar propagated. They were both highly educated men. They were both constitutionalists. They were both Democrats. But of course, they also had differences. The BJP has a problem with Ambedkar because he comes from a section of society which was victimized through the ages of the Hindutva narrative which the BJP portrays, and who stood up against that hierarchical society, who in fact negated the BJP's version of society, and in fact who said that the Hindu society as it stands or as it stood during his time is going to be unfair to his people. So that they don't like. This is what the BJP believes in. This is their view about Ambedkar. The view about Ambedkar is not just confined to Ambedkar. This is how they view people of the Dalit community, because they think that mentioning or uttering the name of a Dalit will not give you salvation. So that is exactly what they're saying.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. An 11 seconds clip of Home Minister Amit Shah has been viral since last evening, because yesterday he made the speech on Samvidhan in Rajya Sabha, and what he said has got the entire opposition together. Now, he said that BR Ambedkar's name has become a fashion, and had they taken God's name so many times, they would have got a place in heaven. Now, the entire opposition protested outside Parliament. Both houses got adjourned. There was a privilege notice which was moved against Amit Shah, and Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress president, held a press conference asking for the removal of Amit Shah from the post of the Home Minister. Now, has Amit Shah really insulted BR Ambedkar in the real terms? And will this issue unite the entire country against BJP? Joining me now is Congress Lok Sabha MP Karti Chidambaram joins us. Thank you so much, Karti, for joining this evening. It's always wonderful to have you on the program. And the first question, what is your assessment about Amit Shah's statement? And in fact, just to remind the viewers, Amit Shah has held a press conference saying that he's going to take action against those people who put out that 11 seconds clip on the social media. And then again, he said that he referred about emergency. He said Congress is anti-constitutional and many more similar things like that. So what is your assessment about Amit Shah's remark?
See, the BJP has always had problems with his history. Their first problem starts with Babur. It goes all the way down to Aurangzeb. Then it comes to the East India Company. Then with Queen Victoria, the British Crown. Then it follows up with the leaders of the freedom movement, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Ambedkar also for certain reasons. And they are always fighting these mythical battles with history because history is not convenient to them. And the BJP is an Hindutva hierarchical society proponent. Obviously, BR Ambedkar's view of society doesn't gel well with them. So that is why perhaps the home minister maybe it was a Freudian slip where he sort of equated Ambedkar with an unholy utterance, and had to give and said that if you had not evoked the name of Ambedkar, you would have all got salvation. So this was perhaps what is there in the deeply embedded mindset of the BJP pantheon. And it's just come out this time. I mean, it's always there. And they back for a hierarchical society. They back for a mythical past. And every time any historical event or personality who's not convenient to this narrative is always dissed, if not openly, subliminally. And this has just happened in Parliament now. And I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch the speech because, and he spoke in Hindi, I assume. So, but I've seen the clip. But I don't know whether now the hard arm of the state is going to go after every YouTuber and every tweeter who retweeted and put out that 11-second clip. I mean, the 11 seconds came out of his speech, I assume, and I don't know which sections of the law are going to apply and pounce on them, and I do not know who all are going to be incarcerated.
No, I'm saying forget the laws for a moment. The very fact that he made that speech, he uttered that sentence, and if somebody has cut out a clip and put it out on the social media, which has been reposted I don't know how many times, and Congress has made this into a big issue, is it juvenile on the part of Amit Shah really to say it in the press conference and I'm going to go after the people who put out that clip?
I mean, this is how totalitarian regimes and strong arm tactics of totalitarian regimes react. That we will go after you, we will crush you. I mean, we will ensure that we will punch you for ridiculing us or for pointing out our failings. And this is how every dictatorial government behaves. And if this is the behavior, and I do not know what the Prime Minister's reaction is going to be to this kind of an utterance of his own home minister, it's really incumbent upon the Prime Minister to speak up now.
No, Prime Minister has supported
Amit Shah. He supported the narrative. He supported the narrative of Amit Shah because both of them come from the same, their political narrative is the same. So he supported what Amit Shah said in Parliament yesterday. Has he supported what Amit Shah has said in his press conference today is what I'm asking.
No, but the point is that shouldn't Prime Minister have condemned this in very clear terms? Obviously, he's not going to do it because Amit Shah is his buddy, he's cabinet minister of his own government. But shouldn't he have condemned this outrightly? What he has said in the social media post, I just read that. That Prime Minister has said that people have seen how one party led by one dynasty has indulged in every possible dirty trick to obliterate the legacy of Dr. Ambedkar and humiliate the SC/ST community. This is what Prime Minister Modi had to say.
I mean, his reading of history is erroneous, and he reads it from his own for his own convenience. You see, Ambedkar passed away in 1956. Nehru passed away in 1964. So this is over 60 years, over almost 70 years, both these occurrences have happened. Historical figures would have had complicated relationships with them. So it is really for scholars to decipher the relationship and to also to comment about it. Not to make, it's not for everybody else, everybody in the political sphere to make flippant comments about historical figures because we do not know the context in which they interacted with each other. There will be contradictions. There would have been confrontation. There would be differences. At the same time, they would have also been coming together for a larger purpose. But those all should be judged from the context in which they were operating. To 75 years later or 50 years later, to pass judgment on one's action over another is, in my opinion, not very deep. I mean, this should be, history is serious business. You must leave it to scholars to decipher the motives, the circumstances in which each one acted on their own. But nobody can question the patriotism or the constitutional values both Jawaharlal Nehru and Ambedkar propagated. They were both highly educated men. They were both constitutionalists. They were both Democrats. But of course, they also had differences. I mean, if everybody had the same view, maybe that's what the BJP wants everybody to have. you'll have a bunch of unthinking people together. If thinking people get together, there will be differences of opinion.
But Karti, if you look at the 11 seconds clip, do you think that this can leave the SC/ST community, the people from the OBC and the backward classes, very, very angry? And this could be the beginning of a new agitation where people would unite against the Modi government on this?
I don't know. I can't really say that that 11-second sprint, which basically only happens in the Olympic 100 meters, which is relevant to most of the time, was going to change the political narrative in India. But this brings out what the BJP deeply thinks about how society should be. The BJP has a disdain for the freedom movement itself, the leadership of the freedom movement. The BJP has disdain for the Constitution of India. The BJP has disdain for people who came from a different societal perspective, who held position, because the BJP bats for a hierarchical Hindutva society. And the hierarchical Hindutva society doesn't gel well with the Constitution of India, because if you go and ask a hardcore BJP supporter, they say that this ancient land of ours is far older than the Union of States, which was formed in 1947, 1950. And so we can't be bound by a code which in fact drew inspiration from Western constitutions. So that is their view. And they would do everything to undermine it, everything to undermine the makers of that document, which binds these people together, this diverse people together. And they want, and every action of theirs wants to bring about unity through uniformity. And uniformity in their perspective is a Hindutva uniformity and Hindutva hierarchical uniformity. And that obviously doesn't gel well with 21st century democratic India.
But I was listening to Mallikarjun Kharge's press conference, and he outrightly has asked for the removal of Amit Shah from the post of Home Minister. Do you think that this demand has merit? And plus, do you think that this can really bring about some kind of a change as far as the approach towards the SC/STs and the OBCs and the backwards is concerned? Because Mallikarjun Kharge even said that SC/ST people and the backwards, they can get very, very angry, and we don't know what they would do at this at a comment like this.
I can't say whether there'll be a fallout immediately. But that's the message which political parties must take to the people and articulate to them that what the BJP deep down thinks about them. The fact that the BJP thinks that uttering the name of BR Ambedkar is unholy. That is basically what the BJP thinks. And we need to go and communicate that. Whether the fallout will be immediate, whether they will buy that narrative, I don't know. But the point is the BJP bats for a hierarchical Hindutva society. And in that hierarchical society, the Dalits are at the lowest point, end of the totem pole. And that is something which we've been consistently saying. Perhaps this, Freudian slip, or whether it was a predetermined or a conscious utterance of the Home Minister, will only reiterate our argument which we've been making all this while.
It wasn't a Freudian slip at all, because this was a very thought after and a very premeditated kind of a statement, because he said something and then towards the end of that sentence he added this Ambedkar itni baar agar bhagwan ka naam lete to shayad swarg chale jate, something like this he said, and it was almost like
I've lost it because it's in Hindi, but I understand what you mean. But I don't know. I mean, if that is if they're standing by that statement, it only reinforces the point we've been trying to make, that they bat for an Hindutva hierarchical society, which puts the Dalits at the bottom end of the totem pole.
But how does one arrive at a conclusion when all are stressing on the fact that BJP is anti-Ambedkar? What do you really feel as far as
the BJP has a problem with Ambedkar on two counts. The BJP has a problem with Ambedkar because he comes from a section of society which was victimized through the ages of the Hindutva narrative which the BJP portrays, and who stood up against that hierarchical society who in fact negated the BJP's version of society, and in fact who said that the Hindu society as it stands or as it stood during his time is going to be unfair to his people. So that they don't like BR Ambedkar because he challenged their hierarchical model. And secondly, BR Ambedkar is the chairman of the Constitutional Framing Committee, and that again, the Constitution itself is something they have grudgingly accepted now because it's the same Constitution which has allowed them to hold high office for the last 10 years. So that Constitution, according to them, is a Western construct and does not truly reflect their ethos, which apparently goes back thousands of years, and any document should actually reflect that societal view and not this view of a Western individualistic freedom which it bestows on the citizens of India. Because the BJP's version of India is not based on the individual; it's based on a collective. I always say that they do not respect individuals; they respect collectives. And this Constitution of India actually bestows rights on the individual. So it's at odds with their view of society.
But Karti, what do you feel after seeing the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha debates on Samvidhan? What do you really feel the way BJP and most of the BJP speeches you look at, they put things out of context, whether it was a historical perspective or any projection which they made, everything was being put out of context. So what do you really feel the way the Samvidhan?
That is how they spin history. They spin history to fit into their narrative. So they are always passing judgment on historical figures and historical acts without understanding the context in which those occurred. I mean, we are not justifying the emergency in any way. In fact, Mrs. Gandhi has apologized for emergency. She herself lost the election in 1977 and then won handsomely in 1980. We accept that. You see, every historical figure will be flawed, but the BJP, if you ask the BJP whether any of them who belongs to their pantheon is flawed, they won't accept it. They won't even accept that Godse is flawed. They will justify Godse. They will justify the fact that they were not very active participants in the freedom struggle. They will justify them dissing the Constitution when it came about. Now they, of course, accepted the Constitution because the Constitution bestows them on all the powers of state. So everybody evolves, and I assume they have also evolved, but maybe conveniently they have evolved. But they will always only find fault with history when the narrative is not convenient to them, or with people and persons who gave a different spin to the version of how India should be.
But Karti, I'm going to ask you a very honest question, and the fact is that BJP clutched at every opportunity to distort facts about Constitution and project Congress in bad light. They spoke about emergency, they spoke about constitutional amendments, they spoke about how Congress was so much anti-reservation. But when it came to the opposition, and I'm just not talking about Congress, but about other parties as well, it seemed like that they did not use that opportunity to the fullest. They could have come up with better facts to counter what BJP said.
I mean, I think you're taking this debate far too seriously than it's necessary. I mean, I don't know how much the people of India actually pay attention to the parliament. I mean, the parliament has become is far removed from the daily life of Indians. They want change in their daily lives. They want better amenities. They want a fairer society. Sometimes academic debates, while it makes headlines, I don't think necessarily grabs the eyeballs of the average Indian. I really don't think so.
Don't you think that the moment was somber because 75 years of the Indian Constitution and the opportunity could have been used better, because we did not even see Congress project good speakers. You had a number of good speakers, but Congress could have projected them better. But there was a feeling
I think Priyanka Gandhi's maiden speech about the Constitution made an impact. I mean, it heralded her arrival. It definitely heralded her arrival as a long-term player. I think that was a huge plus for us. But whether we articulated all our points or not, I mean, that is for scholars to and journalists like you to decipher it. But this is not the be all and end all of the conversation we are going to have with the people of India. A political party has constant and continuous conversation with the people of India, and we will, as a Congress party, we will continue to do that.
But how far can Congress and other opposition parties in the India bloc take this constitution narrative forward? Because now it seems that BJP is also trying to appropriate the narrative of constitution.
No. The constitutional argument was decisively won by the India bloc during the elections. The BJP wanted 400 seats so they could have their way in amending the constitution, and the India bloc effectively campaigned to ensure that the BJP did not have it. And the BJP can have as much sound, they have sound and fury as much as they want right now, but they simply do not have the numbers to pass any kind of constitutional amendment because they don't have the numbers. And the people of India did not want to give the BJP the mandate to amend the constitution. And at that time of the election, there was a real fear that the BJP will take away certain guarantees which the constitution provides, particularly to the marginalized people, and they were genuinely and rightly apprehensive, and that reflected in the electoral results which came out in June of 2024.
But looking at the way this Ambedkar controversy has unfolded, what is your feeling? That should Amit Shah resign in very clear terms?
No minister of the BJP has ever resigned, so I have no such hopes.
But Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge has demanded a resignation and the removal.
But we know the reality. There's no minister of the BJP has ever resigned. I mean, I've not seen a single BJP minister resign. I mean, they hardly even have cabinet reshuffles. They will continue with the same ministers. But I think we should use this opportunity to communicate further, to say what does the BJP really believe in. This is what the BJP believes in. This is their view about Ambedkar. The view about Ambedkar is not just confined to Ambedkar. This is how they view people of the Dalit community, because they think that mentioning or uttering the name of a Dalit will not give you salvation. So that is exactly what they're saying. Deep down, that's the message they're saying. By uttering the name of a Dalit person, you will not get salvation. Or I don't know. Do they believe in a concept of hell? I don't know. But possibly they think you will go to hell if you say that. So.
No, but what is your assessment as a Lok Sabha MP and from Congress? The fact that Mallikarjun Kharge has asked for Amit Shah's removal, do you think that the opposition parties should not be relenting at all on this issue, but take this forward in the form of all India protest and intensify the stuff?
I think we should take the message forward. The people should know the true colors of the BJP, and I'm sure other political parties will also take that message forward. How the people will react only remains to be seen. It's hardly been 24 hours, so we'll have to see how the people react to it.
But, post Haryana and Maharashtra elections, there were signs that apparently India bloc is breaking, parties speaking in different voices. But then Samvidhan debate got all the India parties together. Then now this Ambedkar moment also, what Amit Shah has said, and this has united all the India bloc. So do you think that this, in a way, has come as a blessing in disguise for the India bloc?
I mean, I don't think we should only count on the missteps of the BJP. We should also have a positive agenda when we go to the people. Obviously, there are contradictions within us because we are different political parties. We have different stakes in various elections. Yes, the two elections did not go forward. I think it's as a first step. I mean, I know I'm not really in a position to comment about how the India bloc functions because it's a question way over my own pay grade. But a constant and continuous meeting and constant displays of unity and unified presence in public events will help the India bloc.
So what would you really say to this towards the end of the interview? My last question to you, Karti, is that this Amit Shah controversy, this 11 seconds clip, how far do you see this in fact going? And I'm sure BJP is also not going to relent. The very fact that Mallikarjun Kharge conducted a press conference and just within an hour, Amit Shah was there to hammer out Congress on this.
See, the press conferences in Delhi are not the only communications tool of this country. I mean, we should step out of Delhi, see how the people react. We must fan out. I mean, members of parliament, members of legislatures, political parties must go have conversations with the people of India and take this message forward and see how they react and bring out the reality of the BJP. If the BJP is going to have a counter narrative, so be it. They will have a counter narrative. But this community, I do not believe a press conference in the capital city of India alone is enough to set the narrative one way or the other.
But can this issue become Amit Shah's undoing, this 11 seconds clip?
I really don't think he's ever going to lose the confidence of the Prime Minister.
All right, that says it all. Thank you so much, Karti, for joining on HW News.
Thank you.
Bye.
Stay ahead with our cutting edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.